friends, Nana K here with NanaKDesigns.com and the Altered Book Nook on Etsy.com. I am going to do something I haven't done. There's lots and lots of videos about making covers. We decided we're going to make 3 different journals instead of one big chunky journal. We're going to make 3 individual journals for Christmas. I'm going to use this Christmas presents as far as myself goes. You do what you want. You can make one journal if you want, but this technique is going to show you making 3 small journals. I have gone and found the exact same weight. My little grandbaby loves these Fruity Pebbles, so I have plenty of these boxes. I save all my cereal boxes. These make great bases for your covers without you having to go out and buy expensive card. I was originally going out and buying this. It's expensive. This is a little thinner, but it works just as well by the time you've got 2 or 3 layers of your papers on it, or your material, or whatever you're going to do. I'm not sure I'm going to do material. I'm going to start this video out. I may have to stop and start it. I don't think I have any Christmas material. Crying shame. I really wish I had ordered the bubble, the ornament one, the material from Angela Kerr, but I don't have time now to get it in here, I don't think. So I'm going to go looking later today maybe for material, but what we're going to do today is get the basics of our cover done or cut. I'm going to get the pieces cut so you can see how to take these old boxes and get your pieces cut. So my boxes are laid flat, but there's one flap here you will find right here. Here it is. It still has a glue down piece. So I can actually come under here, open that up, and I can open this whole piece completely up. Okay? And that's what I do. Now, this spine is probably, this piece here is probably great for our spine. Maybe a little more than we want, but it might be okay on the big chunky one, yeah. All right, so let me measure that and out of curiosity. I did find my red ruler. That is 2 inches. And I was thinking we might need 2.5. The only thing we do. So I want to try to keep this right here intact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to strip off with my little handy dandy blade here and my beautiful ruler. I'm going to come in and strip off all the pieces I do not need. I don't need all these little. Now, I'm not going to say I'm not going to keep these pieces because I can use them as fillers and things. So for right now, I'm just going to take my chunks, lay on the side. But I'm going to cut all this off, all this excess. Not a lot you have to, just kind of already folded. So it's just kind of easy to line your ruler up and just chop all this off. And I'm going a little different way than I normally do. I don't usually hold my hands like that, but I did. Let's see, I've cut all those off. So those are out of the way. So that's a nice flat surface. We definitely don't need this flap here, but even though I'm using this for my spine, this piece here, if you have to expand the spine, this is a good piece. Or this can be set aside for spine later. Take this off right here, and this other fold. Get rid of the piece you don't need. Save this, guys. This is another spine for another book, possibly. Definitely save that piece. This piece here, I don't know of any use I would have for it other than maybe some fill or some spot, but we're not going to worry with this piece, okay? And I did cut a little slanted there, so I will have to do that again. So let me put it on this side. Again, my little hand's going to get in the way some, but bear with me. Again, it's funny how easy this is to do off camera. But when I get on camera, I have to get myself in such awkward ways so y'all can see. But I've got 2 different piles over here. One of these excess scraps that I don't know what to do with. And then I'm going to have a pile of these tags I know we're going to keep. All right, we're going towards the bottom now. Let's get this last piece. Now, we're not going to use all this. And this box got stained a little at this bottom. Not sure why, because I usually try to be very cautious with this. But when you got children grabbing the cereal box, making their bowls, it's My little girls, they think they can go in the kitchen and do whatever they want. My little girls, they're little women of the household. My son, but they have to do a lot. I think he's starting to teach them how to cook too. They do a lot of the cleaning, and they're only 8. Let's see, they're 9 and 12 now, and then the oldest one, she's 14, and all of a sudden she's hibernating. You never see her harmony. All right, I want to keep this intact. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down. Okay, going to lay it down, put it kind of in the center where I want my book. And then I'm just going to, that's the center. Just going to let my book fall over. All right. I think I'm right here. Okay, I think I want this. Oh, here's a better way. Come on, let's do it the smart way. All right, let's just center this. Here's the center line. Center it in there. The top is fine, but we want to come down. I want a little bit of an edge all the way around my book. I like a little edge. Okay. We are going to go with, from the center point, we're going to go out 6 inches on both sides. Okay. So I'm going to just kind of find my center here. Let's be safe. It's a 2-inch. Pencil, please. Pencil. All right. This is, so 1 inch is my center. I'm going to write on it. Yes, because all this is going to get covered. So you can write, measure, and do whatever you need to do in this center. Okay, there's my center point. I'm just going to come in and draw me a temporary line so that I don't get lost in my thoughts here. All right, book, get out of the way a minute, sweetie. All right, now, this is my center point. All the way down. All right, there's my center. We know we don't want this down here, but so from that center, I want to go over 6 inches. Now, guys, if you're really not sure, it's always better to cut a little more off. I might go 6.5 for right now, just to be safe. I know that's too big in my mind, but I'm just going to tell you, to start getting your bulk off, just go a little larger than you normally think you might need to go, just for the first cut, because this is the fine. I mean, you've already worked already worked 2 or 3 couple months on these signatures, and the last thing we want to do is get ready to put them in a book and not have enough space. So to start with, we're going to go the 6.5-inch route. And I know I'm going to have to cut it down, but this way I can get a lot of this bulk off, and then that way I can really get my book up in there and make sure I'm getting what I want. So from the center, I'm going over on both sides, 6.5 inches. I'll feel sure I'm going to take that 1/2 inch off later. Put my ruler back up here at those 2 marks and go down. All right. Now, same thing again. We want to, my pen didn't right. I love these Click pencils, but it seems like the lead's getting thinner and thinner, and I'm telling you, it doesn't take much to break my points. Okay, that's that, man. That's my temporary line. So I'm just going to cut it off. We're not going to beat around the bush. We're just going to get it cut off. Make sure that it lines up on both ends of this. Don't mess up. Try not to mess up. Okay, save that again. That's spine material. Yep, that's right. That is a good spine material right there, so you don't throw it away, especially when you got a nice clean line like that. That's a nice clean spine, and it's a 2 1/4 inch spine. So, I mean, yeah, that's a good spine. All right, so save it. All right, we got that done. Now, I want to get this greasy bulk off. I don't know what that was. I want to get it off. So I'm going to lay my book in here again. I'll lay it right in that, my center. I got that. I want edging up here. And I want the same amount of edging about down here. So I'm going to mark my mark right there. I'm going to put it on my board and cut it all the way straight across. I don't know if I got enough. This is not quite going to do it, but we'll start here and cut as far over as we can. And it might have cut it. Yeah, we lost a little bit of space right there, but I'm going to rip it off. On this one, I don't know that there's anything you can do with it, but you can keep these two edges like this one and this one. If you're making like a mini journal, that's another spine for a really tiny mini journal. All right, guys, so out of that one box, I ended up with this many pieces for spines. 1, 2, 3 large ones and 2 small ones. Not bad for waste material, right? So we're going to do our purposeful recycling here. All right, now we've got this here. Let's lay it in again. Let's grab it right in the center, and let's take a look. And yeah, it's a good thing I cut it where I cut it, because I want to say it's too small. So in spite of the fact that I added that 1/2 inch, I have actually cut my cover too small. So I should have added it to 7. That's exactly why I said if I'd cut it at 6, I really would have been in a mess. So it didn't work out like I wanted it. Now, so you're saying, oh, what a disaster. No, it's not a disaster. Let me tell you how I resolve when my cover isn't quite going out as far as I want it to go that way. All right, now, first, before I go to that, we got to 30 up the center, because you're going to have a lot of bending, and the last thing you want is just to split. So, give me just a second. I'm going to show you how to remedy that. Okay, I can't say it enough, and I can't say it enough, and I can't say it enough. Tyvek. Tyvek. I think is how it's spelled. Tyvek. You cannot do a journal cover without securing it with Tyvek. Tyvek is a space-age material. I think originally DuPont made Tyvek, but I always take a piece of Tyvek material like this, and I'll put it right down the center, like this. I'm going to cut it right there. It is tough to cut with scissors. I'm not sure how it's going to cut on this little blade. It's the first time I've used it on this one, but I'm going to crease it a little bit first, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to cut it that way. I'm not sure I'm even getting a cut on it. I did. All right, I was able to cut it with this. It's tough with scissors. It's tough, but you got to have it. This is going to prevent this from ripping. Now, the next thing is just glue the whole thing. I don't care which side you glue it on. Probably better this side since everything's bending in like this. Okay, I use PVC glue. And the reason I use it is because it's flexible. So I come into this, and this looks like it's trying to dry on me. I'm not sure I got another bottle, but let me open this bottle because I don't use it enough, and looks like it's kind of gotten a little bad place inside of it, and I want to get that out. A little bit of mold. I've never seen that happen. We're going to pull it all out. Pull it out, clean out my nozzle. See, I'm cleaning out my nozzle. Opening it up, making sure we're going to be able to get some glue out. Clean the tool. I'm learning to be make sure that I'm cleaning behind myself. Because the last thing you want to do is get glue on something and then can't get it off. So I wash it. I always keep wet wipes by my desk to clean up with. Of course, I should have cleaned up the stains off my desk, but it really does do a good job of cleaning your pad. My pad does need replacing. I'm hoping somebody feels sorry for me at Christmas and will buy me one. Because I have made a vow already. I wasn't in my New Year's resolution. I am not spending much money on craft supplies. Like I say, I've got that big trailer behind me here, full of supplies. Our budget is so tight now, it's just right frightening. I have not in the last 15 years been tight on money. And with the economy like it is, my husband and I are running out of money before the end of the month. Never have done that in years now. And all of a sudden, And it's a little frightening. I'm trying not to let it. The Lord says, fear not, he'll take care of me. And I do believe that. But I do believe he expects us to be kind of conscientious of what he's given us to. And I've not always been that way. And I apologize to the Lord. He's given us a bountiful amount at times. And we've been a little wasteful with it. And I'm going to quit being that way. I'm going to start being more frugal. I still am going to share with other people as much as I can. We've been taken real bad advantage of this year, though. This past year, we've had people who have taken horrible advantage of us, our kindness. My husband finds being kind to other people a little difficult because he was raised very poor. So he has a tendency to want to hoard what's his. Me, I was not wealthy, but I've just always been a giver. I'd almost give you the shirt off my back. But we, like at the motel, we've had people come in and just think because my husband and I we owe it to them to let them stay for free. That they shouldn't have to pay anything. That if they can't pay their bill, we're supposed to just let it slide till they can catch up. Well, my husband has a theory. If you can't pay it in a month's time, how are you going to catch up? There's no such thing as catching up. If you're already on a tight budget, and you're getting behind, there's no catching up. So that's just a myth or a fantasy people have in their head. So you need to go ahead and just make other arrangements. It's the way we feel. But anyway, like I said, people taking real bad advantage of us. We end up getting squatters because of the way the laws have changed. If we don't put them out by a certain time, they become tenants, and then we have to go to court to get them out of our motel rooms. Isn't that ridiculous? I have to pay the light bill for them, the cable bill, the phone bill. I pay everything for them till the court decides that, that they owe the money. Strangest mess, I think. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, I'm being really frugal. So therefore, I'm not buying myself a new mat. So I'm hoping Santa Claus will smile on me. I don't need clothes. I don't need anything like that. I just want a new mat. And I really would like to have one. I could really just put a piece of, I really can go just get a piece of shelving paper and put down, and then when it's messed up, just squeeze it. Now, I'm really trying to get my tie back, the wrinkles out of my tie back. I don't like these wrinkles because they will show up if I use paper. Now, if I use fabric, these wrinkles aren't going to matter a bit. And I can't remember. I think I should have, before I first bent it, I should have just bent it up first slowly against my roller like that. And that usually takes care of that wrinkle problem. But anyway, it's there, and we're going to deal with it because I may just go with fabric on the inside of this. I know there's going to be a fabric flap here, so that's because the way I attach my journal, I actually am going to attach the journal to a piece of fabric that's going to go in here. But right now, you're just getting the basics of the book. Okay, now, to take care of the error, like I said, when I close it up, I am right on the edge, and some of my lace is even sticking out. I'm right on the edge. I got one or two choices. I can either just toss this, which I'm not going to do, or I can expand this. The way I expand my covers when I have messed up like that, and I do it. I'm learning from my mic. I do mess up sometimes. I've got a special lace I'm looking for that I put there. Now it's going to be my luck. I can't find that. If I can't find that, there it is. Okay. I do have a special lace that I use on this edge when I mess up like that. What I will do is I'm going to come in before I put any fabric or anything on this, and I'm going to put this here. I'm going to glue this here. This is going to expand my book. So let's see if we can get this on. I want to cut it right about here. Okay. Get your fabric tack out. Fabric glue, tie back, a PVH glue that's flexible, a flexible glue. You see, we're already starting to get a curl in this book, so we're actually going to have to put it on my heat press and lay it down. It's curling a little. Okay. this is going to lay down right along that edge, like so. Okay. You guys see where it's going? I hope you can see that where it's going. We're making a beautiful edge. Okay, see that edge popping out there? Now look, let me show you what happens. All right, this is going in the center here. You're closing your book, and then you're going to see, that's what you're going to see on the outside of your book. You're not even going to notice those pages because you're going to have that beautiful trim on the outside of your book. So there we go. I'm repairing it. Now, the other thing is you can come in. You can come in. It's still not a problem. If you want to stir it up just a little more and you want to cover that, put another 1/2 inch on, you can actually, I don't really want to use it as thick as this, but you can actually come in with a piece of your 12 by 12 paper, and you can actually cut it right there and actually glue that on too. I'll show you this. And that expands your cover too. But you're going to want, I would say you would want both sides to be, you're probably better off with a piece of this, of your 110-pound cardstock. And you don't have to do this, but this is just simply up to you. But you want your book as strong as possible. I could actually come in like this. Okay, and that's no. You're not going, you don't want to see, but you can actually put a piece back here, expand it out a 1/2 inch if you wanted to. I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave mine just fluffy, just like this. I'm going to come on the other side, and I'm running out of this. I get this from Hobby Lobby, so Hobby Lobby's going to do it. I'm going to have to buy that. Some things I got no choice but to buy. And my lace is one of those things when you got to have it to do little tricks like this. And I may have something else in the back. I will look in my supply house first. Okay. Let's try to make it the same. I'm putting it down real light right this second to make sure I'm kind of, okay, see, I want to try to get my lace where, like they're the same. You see that? Try to line them up the same, and that's got to go this way just a tiny bit. And no, you don't have to do that, but I'll just stick to it that way. All right, my book needs to go this way. I need to pull my lace a little bit more that way. Now, it lines up on both sides. I'm lining up. I'm pressing it down. Okay, let's go in here and trim it right along the edge. Help if I get my scissors cutting in the right direction. Okay, there's that's trimmed up. Put my bolt back over there. I try to keep that in the same spot, so when I pin it like that. And I don't know how I messed that up. I should have known 7 inches because the book is 7 inches. I don't know what in the world, but anyway. All right, we're going to have to press this down and press it again. Try to flatten it out. We did. Okay. Now, there, guys. Okay, now put your book back in the middle, and nobody will ever know. Nobody will ever know. See, it's sticking out pretty now. It's just pretty. All right, so that's done. All right, we patched that up. All right, now, so you've got this little video to now give you the basics of where our journal cover is. We're going to do that. Next thing we need to do is we need to decide what we're going to do. Okay, now, if you're going to put fabric on the whole front, which is this, you would want to wait on putting this lace on. And I am going to, I put it on there so you can see it. Now I'm going to rip it off. and lay it aside and keep it intact. It's measured. It's exactly the spot I wanted it. I used that glue, and it takes a while to dry, so I'm able to pull it back off. Now this is prepared. Now you can go in and do fabric. You can go in and do paper, whatever you want. I'm going to see if I got any fabric. If I do, we will continue this video right now. If not, I have to come back and finish. Well, I actually did have a piece of Christmas fabric. The only problem is, and it might not be a problem, but I think it is, it's got a lot of blue background. And I'm not sure. Okay, it's also directional, which gives me a little hibby-jibby. But does it match, guys? What do you think? I do have some blue. Well, it matches that. You know what? We're going with it. It's what we got, and we're going to go with it. Okay. And because I got 3 journals, yeah, I'm going to want all the fabric all the same, I think. I might and I might not. But anyway, I have fabric. So I'm going to do this little number here. I'm going to put this here. And I don't normally cut my fabric up here where I'm on video, guys, because I have a big fabric room on the other side of this desk. It's a big wall here. And I've got a big counter that I cut my fabric on with a fabric wheel and all that stuff. But for the sake of you guys seeing it, I'm going to do this number right here. We're going to eventually cut all that off. We're going to roll all this over, so we want to leave a little bit of edging. And it looks like I've got a seam right here that I can use as a guide. So I'm going to start there. Okay, so I can see it right there. These are not my fabric cutting scissors. They are over on my fabric desk, but because I'm sitting here doing this, we're just going to go with it. And I'm actually going to cut this line, even though I'm not cutting really straight. I'm going to go ahead and cut this the whole length of this fabric and get this fabric where I can work with it up here. Because this is a lot of bulk for me to try to wiggle around. I'm not sure if I haven't done what I did while ago and cut it wrong, but we're going to cut this strip off. I can probably get 2 books out of this strip. And yes, like I said, I'm going to make all 3 books very similar because I'm going to give those gifts. So it won't matter. Okay, and the other thing I want to cut off, the advertisement side of this fabric. Now, you're not seeing me cut, but I am starting at the front back side here and cutting down. Doesn't have to be perfect. There again, I keep saying don't have to be perfect, but we all know that. I don't have to keep saying it. Okay, I'm coming on in. You might be seeing the fabric moving. I guess you're not seeing my scissors, but I'm coming on screen now, a little at a time. I'm trying to get back on screen where you can see that I'm cutting the advertising side off. We don't need it. Get whatever bulk we can off. All right, now I can lay this fabric this way. I can take my piece I've already cut, and I can do it this way. I can do it this way. Now, here again, if you are real unhappy with the fact that you didn't get this big enough, this is the time you can come in and add it. And I do have sheets of this that I could probably expand my cover here. And but now I've already cut my thing. So I can't. I'm going to go with the lace, just like I showed you originally. Let's don't change grounds. Let's just go with this. All right, now we need to cut over here. I want plenty of overlap. I want plenty of overlap because when I do my paper inserts, I want overlap. So I've got to have some overlap. So I'm going to cut this fabric right about here. I'm going to hope that I can stay in a relatively straight line. I usually have a measuring template. Get my lace out of the way. So now I'm able to get all this excess bulk, and I think I got enough of this piece to make my other two books. So put the bulk out of the way. Okay. Now, a lot of people, I see a lot of people coming up here and gluing all this and gluing. I don't glue my cover down that way. I'm going to go to my heat press, or I'll go get my iron out. I'm going to iron the wrinkles out of my thing. Remember, my fabric is directional, so I've got to make sure my cover's up like it's supposed to go. And I'm only going to glue on the side. And I can just pull tight enough when I pull it. When I actually glue it, I can do it tight enough that I don't even have to iron it out. But we'll see in a minute. Because I don't have my iron right handy right this minute. But there again, I'm only going to glue on the inside here. I don't want to glue. And I'm going to tell you why. If I use Fabri-Tac, it might bleed through, and I don't want any bleed through my cover. It's absolutely stunning, and I don't want to bleed through. So we're going to take the Fabri-Tac, make me a good wide. I'm running low on this one. I may have to grab my other one, my new one. Guys, get me to grab my new one. I'll get a whole lot smoother flow too if I get my new bottle out, which I bought a couple weeks ago. I tried to stock up for the winter because I don't know how many times I told you guys, but you really need to check up your glue for the winter, because sometimes these companies will not ship in the really cold weather. All right, this one I'll refill because I can handle that bottle better. I'll just set it aside for now. We used a big bottle. This was $10, this big bottle. So like I say, it's not a cheap glue. So you want to use it wisely. I'm not doing a whole lot. I'm just a thin. I'm just smoothing out that glue a little bit. Just smoothing it out so we don't have a lot of lumps. Go ahead and wiping my blade off with my wipes, so it'll be ready for the next go round. Okay. All right, this done. Right now, we want to make sure we leave some space at the bottom. This first one, you don't have to pull so tight. Just kind of lay it down. Let it be adhering. Just start tapping. You see I'm tapping forward. Pushing, pushing, pulling, tugging, whatever you want to call it. I'm pushing, 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 pushing to get me a nice tight edge here. Okay. Okay, now I'm really going to push. Okay. There we go, guys. Got that first edge done. We'll smooth this out with the iron after we get it glued on. I really think it's going to be fine. Because if we're pulling tight enough here, you're going to pull it out. Okay? All right, so let's go with this glue again. We need a little bit wider band, it looks like here. Put a good layer of it on. This is kind of a semi-flexible cover. It's not as tight as like a altered book cover, but it's still adequate. Like I say, the Christmas season is not something you'll have all. It's a short season, so people may take their journal and write a little bit in it this year and a little bit in it next year, and they might not, and they might just want one for each year. That's why I decided to go with 3 different ones instead of one great big chunky one. However, if somebody was to ask me to make them a full chunky size, of course, you know we will do it, but I'd rather you watch my videos, like and share, order my kit, and make your own. You're going to be a whole lot more satisfied, or at least I feel you will. But I'm telling you now, but I will. I'll make you one if you ever want one. You have to call me and ask me. Okay, so now that's straight now, and by the time I put it here, I think we're going to lose the fold lines to start with, and our journal's coming right along here. All right, this is where I have problems. Everybody I talk to who does corners have problems. This is where you get bulk. And I've just not ever really gotten the hang of corners. But I do find that if I do it like this, I get decent corners. And that's what I'm after, nice sharp corner. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so I really just kind of put my glue here and here first. And this is why I don't like to record making a cover, because it is not the easiest thing in the world to do for me. Other people, see, it seems like they just breeze through it. I don't know. Me, it's going to take a whole lot more practice for me to be able to breeze through it. And like I said, now you're seeing, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but see, I'm seeing the glue come through, and that's what I didn't want on my front, the yellow dark spot. Now, it may dry perfectly clear. I don't know, but I don't like it that way. Now, I'm going to come in this corner here, and I'm going to tuck this. Somebody else may come in and cut a little bulk out, which I may do, but I don't want to cut too much. I'm just going to cut it at an angle, like so. Cut some of that bulk out. And then I'm just going to tuck it here, like this. Now, I have seen people take it and do it this way. Tuck it under, and then they just come in this corner here and go down. Let me see what I end up with. But if I don't put my little V in there like this, and that's what I'm trying to do. Okay. I've seen people come along this edge and just kind of tuck it like this and pull it up, which that works. But when I put my paper on, I'm still going to see some of that, and I don't want to see that. So I really rather have that little V right there first. So let's just go ahead and get the glue down. Like I say, guys, this is just a hard decision to make. I want a little V. I want my line to be going in like that. I want a little edge like that going in, so that when I put my paper on it, I'm not seeing that corner, okay? I want to go ahead and tuck that piece. It didn't go in as far as I wanted it to. I'm tucking it up. And if I want a little more of a V, all I got to do is come in here and tuck it a little further underneath like that. See me tucking this under? And then I form a little kind of a rectangle corner. Right down there with my paper tack. And this has got too big of a pour spout because it's just putting way too much on here. But hey, there's one thing for sure, it'll be glued down. Okay, now I want to pull it tight. Oh yeah, it's looking good. All right, same thing. I want to get a V right here, so I'm going to cut a little bit of this bulk off. Not a lot. I want more at the top. I want to cut some of this bulk off down in here. Don't need it all down in here. This is the only place I need a little bit of bulk. Right here. No, I glued that down too much. There you go. All right. Right here, I want to cause this corner to have a V shape. I'll cut a lot more of this off. Okay. I never do it the same. I never do it the same way twice. Isn't that weird? But I'm trying to get that V in that corner. I don't want all this bulk. Come on, go ahead. Maybe a sharp corner here. Poke this under like so. There we go. All right. I've got too much bulk right there. I want this little lip right here off. Too much bulk. Okay, put it down under again and turn it under. Don't want it too much. Gotta roll under just a little bit more. Okay. So this side was a little longer this way. Got a little more bulk here that I want. All right. That's too much bulk still. All right, guys. I got to loosen some of this up. I got to pull out some of this bulk right here. And again, this is one of those things that you are going to have to learn to get it, watch the videos and get your own technique, because I can't do it the way some people do it, but I can do it the way I've learned to make myself do it. I don't like that. I want this flat to turn under just a little more. I got glue there. That's why I'm having a little struggle, guys, because it wants to stick. All right, there's what I wanted. Okay, let's make sure on the front. I know I got a little bubble there. I don't want that. Take this little thing and push it under like this. Now you guys see, got a nice sharp, what we're trying to get is a nice sharp corner. Okay, I don't want to mess up, so let's get that glue under there. Get that glue under there. And press it down. Okay. All right, that's got that corner. Nice sharp corner, guys, on the front of your book. Of course, you remember we're going to have lace put across this. We pulled much of that wrinkle there out. We got to make sure the book's still going to fold. So periodically, you need to be folding your book. All right, here we're going to go again. I'm going to cut most of this bulk out of this corner, like so. Don't cut it all the way up to your cardboard. Whatever you do, don't do that. And here we go. We're going to fold this under like so. And this one over like so. And glue down. That one looks like it's want to kind of go a little better. And if you don't want all that bulk, you can cut some of that out. I don't want to cut all of it off because I want something to adhere to, so that I'm getting a nice rounded smoothness there. And that we're going to definitely glue down right here. Take this, make sure I'm getting all that stuck down on that corner before I pull it up. Okay, and I'm pulling tight as I can, and I'm adhering. This last corner is going to be a dilly, because it always is. I don't know why. All right, got a nice corner there. Same thing here. I'm going to pull out some of the bulk right here. I'm going to roll this over here, like so, before I pull this one. Okay, let's get this glued down. Get some sticky stuff in there. Pull it down a little. Check my corner. Clean corner. Now we just got to make sure the fabric is pulled tight. It is. And we're going to glue the rest down. Okay. Let's go for it. Ready, set, go. As my grandbaby would say. He says 1, 2, 3 already set. He does both. I think he likes to do the 1, 2, 3 the best, though. Right. Oh, my hands are sticky. Another reason why you need these wet wipes close to you. Okay, we're going to press down this way. I'm going to pull it this way because this is the way we want it stretched. Stretched it out. I'm going to try to get these bubbles here out. Any wrinkles. Don't want my corner to curl up, but there's our book cover, guys. All right. Directional, remember. So remember, we're still directional. Make sure you watch your fabric. If you're directional, be sure you're aware of it. Like I say, it's not a real thick, heavy cover. It's a semi-hard cover. You'll come back after the base is dried and work on some of these lumps. I got a couple little wrinkles that I'm going to press down. There it is. Okay. We're in good shape. We got that done. Now my next step is I've got to cut a piece of fabric that I'm going to use in the center. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use the same piece. I may go get a solid red. And I'm probably going to pick out, I think a solid. I think I'm going to go with a solid. I'm going to get my 12 by 12 solid sheets, and I will cut my panel to go that I'm going to glue down here. It'll go right on up to the edge. But before I put that panel down, we have got to put our lace back on. We absolutely got to get this step done next. I've got this nice, wet, fresh Fabri-Tac. So we're going to go ahead and get that put back on in place. Now we don't have to move this anymore, because this should be it on this one. Just lay it down. It doesn't have to stretch. Just tap it down. Tap it down. I've got to make sure this one little corner gets tapped on, because that's where I cut it, and it split the actual pattern out a little. But we're going to try to remimic it back. There we go. Let that dry. Let it dry. Okay, so that's your base. That's your base. And we've done our cover on one of ours already. I will do the other two. I'm not going to let you see it, because like I said, I'm going to do this exactly the same. Except the difference is I might not put the lace on the other two. I may just cut them the width they need to be. So we may have one with lace. And then I may just, then I may actually put lace on all three of them, but a different lace. We'll see, okay? But I'm going to do those off camera. You've got most of the bases of the first part of your format. I won't do the inside panels until I show you how I do them, and I'm going to do them on the next video. We're going to cut this video off. This one is going to be making our semi-hardcover. That's the name of this video. Okay, so guys, I'm going to cut this off, let this dry. Be sure to come back for part 2. This will be named part 1, making a semi-hardcover, part 1. Look for semi-hardcover part 2. And on part 2, I will actually show you how to form your spine attachment. Now, there are 2 ways to do this. We could actually, and because we're only doing one, we could actually center this in and stitch this right in and have stitching on the outside of this cover of this one, which would not be impossible. Or we can actually, do not want your lines on the outside. We will actually form what we call a insert, and you will attach you'll cover this with fabric that has flaps on it about this wide, about 1.5 inches off each side, and you'll actually sew, which is a whole lot easier to do. You would actually sew your signature to that piece as a separate piece, and then you would glue it in, and then your stitching would not show. So that's the 2 options we have. We may do one of each on each one of the books. I will try to think about that. I'm kind of really thinking I like the idea on this one of having the stitching on the outside, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't decided. But anyway, this is part 1 of making of a semi-hardcover using cereal boxes. You saw that. And part 2 will be coming up soon. This is Nana Kay saying bye-bye. See you again soon. Hope you enjoyed this. That's our cover so far. Bye-bye.